first we'll see some important points about this. So deterministic finite automata, here there exist single path. There exists single path for specific input from one state to another, or from current state to next state. That means, see, here DFA should not contain multiple paths on specific input. Say suppose we have two states like this, Q0 and Q1. And here we used input symbol A. So on specific input, it should contain only single path from current state to next state. Okay, so if you have something like this, specific input on other state, then this is not allowed in DFA. So DFA should contain only single path from current state to next state. Next step. It cannot contain or cannot have null moves. That is, so it cannot change state without input character. So I told you, here on input symbol A, automata DFA will move from one state to another state. Say suppose if we don't have any input character, this is nothing but epsilon. So epsilon moves, so DFA cannot move from one state to another state on null moves or epsilon moves. This is not allowed. There should be some input character here, not epsilon. So these type of moves are not allowed in DFA. And it can have multiple final states. Say suppose this is your final state. It can even have one more final state also. Just an example. This DFA, any DFA example or any DFA can have more than one final state. And it is used in lexical analysis phase in compiler. So in compiler design we have 6 phases. So they can be considered as 2 main phases also. So like lexical analysis, syntax analysis, semantic analysis, intermediate code generation, optimization and code generation. Among all the phases, lexical analysis is the first phase. So in that phase, this DFA can be used. So these are some important points that should be known before going into DFA. Okay, first thing is it can have only single path for specific input from current state to next state. Next, it cannot have null moves. So it cannot move from one state to another without any input character. It can have multiple final states and finally used in lexical analysis in compiler. Next. Next we'll see how to define this. So let us draw an example DFA. Based on these rules. Say Q0, Q1, Q2. On input symbol A, B, and here instead of this, we'll take it here. Q2, it's a final state. So we applied A and B symbols on Q0. Now we need to apply on Q1 also. Let it be A self loop and B here. Here it is A comma B. So this is a simple example for DFA. Now we'll see how to define it in terms of tuples. So DFA can be defined as 5 tuple and states 5 tuples are, first is Q, sigma, delta, Q0 and F. So Q is nothing but finite set of states finite set of input symbols transition function Q0 is initial state, F is final state. So these are 5 tuples in DFA. So first, initial set of states, that means the number of states that we are going to use in constructing this DFA. If you consider this DFA, total number of states are 3, Q0, Q1, Q2. Next, input symbols. Alpha, the sigma is nothing but input symbol. So input symbols used in this are A comma B. Then transition function. You can define transition function as Q on input symbol Q. That means, say suppose initial state is Q0. On some input symbol A, it moves to Q0 only. Okay, you can write it as equal to Q0. Or else Q0 on input symbol B, it moves to state Q1. So this is the current state and this is the next state, and this is the input symbol on which automata will move from one state to another state. That is transition function. Next, Q0 is the initial state and F is a final state. So let us solve one example. Say suppose question is given to you like this. Q equal to 3 states, Q0, Q1, Q2 and sigma equal to input symbol 0, 1. Then Q0, it's an initial state, F is a final state. Final state is Q2 in this case. So if a question is given to you and if they ask you to find or draw a transition diagram for this, then you can draw it. So based on the given states, you need to take states Q0, Q1 and Q2. And here Q2 is a final state. So represent that with double circle. And then Q0 is the initial state, which should be represented with source without arrow without any source. Input symbols are 0 and 1. So you can take 0, 1, some string. It is accepting some string. Say 0, 1, 1, 0, 0. So on every state we need to apply all symbols in the sigma. Okay, all symbols in the alphabet. So here we have 0 and 1. So you need to apply 0 and 1 on every state. On Q0 we applied 0, 1. Q1 applied 1 and 0. Q2 also we applied 0 and 1. So that's the rule in DFA. And after drawing this diagram, so this is a transition diagram. So this is transition diagram. From this you need to construct transition table. So let me erase this part. So transition table contains, this is states, current state, next input symbols. So next state on input 0, next state on input 1. So we have two states. So first current state is Q0, Q1 and Q2. Now we need to check on input symbol 0 and input symbol 1. So Q0 on input symbol 0, it is going to Q0 itself, self loop. Next Q0 on input symbol 1 moves to Q1 state. Q1 on input symbol 0, it goes to Q2. Q1 on input symbol 1, Q1 itself. Then Q2 on input symbol 0 and 1 is Q2 itself, Q2. So here final state should be represented with star and initial state should be represented with arrow without source. So this is how you need to draw transition diagram and then table if a question is given like this in the form of tuples. So if they give you direct transition diagram, then you can draw this transition table based on the diagram. So this is all about the introduction part about deterministic finite automata.